Okay, so hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William. Okay. Well, I'll be opening my Excel and I'll tell you what today's video is. Okay, but I have to get into today's video is called "What's Best About Paleontology," and I'll get into that right now. I did want to be a paleontologist when I was younger, but now I don't. I was younger. Well, now I want to do office work and also do some work on traveling as well. Preaching the gospel because this is more important than paleontology in a way. I'm learning about computers right now, so. But I still love. Well, paleontology is the study of dinosaurs. I still love dinosaurs today. You know, but when I did want to be a paleontologist, I was wrong about dinosaurs. I used to believe the dinosaurs lived millions of years ago because that's what I learned from books. I still have those. I still have some of those books today. But I'm not gonna read them right now though. But just to show you that, but this is the way, you know, atheism is wrong. And this is not good. I'll go read to you why I believe paleontology proves the Bible. Here's what I learned from Can't Hold It. Okay, when I know. So how did things get fossilized by the global flood of Noah's day? Because when things die right now, they don't get fossilized. No, they just deteriorate or decay, or they would just get eaten by another animal. You know. And also, and I've been showing you, how I've been showing you evidence that dinosaurs have been with humans in the recent past, but they got overhunted. You can see in my book. Now, my book is talking about the flood legends, but the flood legends are talking about the same global flood. And also, I do believe there are dinosaurs in Noah's Ark, but I believe there were baby dinosaurs. And right now, dinosaurs are having a tough time adapting to this environment. And also, most people overhunted them. And then we've been hearing about the dragon legends, you know? You know, when Marco Polo went to, I know when Marco Polo visited China. Okay, so you see, when the Chinese man named Yu, he was, yeah, he created, he built the drain of the sea to make the land again, and yeah, and drags are mentioned, and yeah, snakes and dragons mentioned over in Ukrainian new farmlands. That's in China. A hundred years ago, and there's also Alexander the Great. When he carved parts of India, and there were great dragons in the caves. So, and then Marco Polo, when Marco went to China in 1271, he went to a world. Yeah, he saw a world dragon feeder. And they were raising dragons of parades and World Dragon Feeder. That was 100 years ago. And the Roman Mesozoic, India is showing too long, they dragons. Okay, the Roman Mesozoic, that's in Italy. So, you see the different cultures around the world raising dragons. You see, the Indian culture and the Chinese culture has been proved. See, the Indian culture and the Chinese culture proves that dinosaurs have been with humans in the recent past. And also Iga stones in Peru. There's also Iga stones in Peru. And then talk about dinosaurs mentioned in the Bible, like the behemoth. Did you know it's the Brachiosaurus? And also the Plesiosaur. But what about fossils? Because we're talking about that, right? We're talking about paleontology. So, I'll look into that right now. So yeah, fresh dinosaur bones found. But let's read about this, okay? So did you know that fresh dinosaur bones have been found in soft tissue but dwells and still inside? Well, in 1990, what preserved a Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton was found. And 7 of these bones were discovered based inside they were found to be red blood cells. In 2005, scientists again studied the fresh dinosaur bones were from Tyrannosaurus rex. They have discovered that bones that have soft tissue appear in the blood vessels and still inside. Now if these bones are 65 million years old, like evolutionists suggest, they wouldn't be fresh. They certainly would not have soft tissue and red blood cells still inside. Therefore, these bones cannot be millions of years old. So yes, evolutionist paleontologists are wrong about fossils. And they think fossils can't talk. And tell them the date, think of data set and stuff. No, fossils can't talk, and they can't tell you what day the dinosaur died and stuff, They don't have a date step on it. And they think science tells us about millions of years ago and stuff. Well, first of all, science can't talk. Why do you think they can anyway? Why do you think science can do that anyway? That's stupid anyway. Science doesn't tell you anything. Okay, it doesn't. What does tell you stuff is the Bible. What does tell you about the past is the Bible. Okay? And you can read the Bible. You see, I believe what the Bible says. Okay? Now here it is. Let's learn paleontology from a biblical perspective. Okay, so paleontology is the study of fossils. Well, not just dinosaur fossils, but a lot of other fossils too. So let's read this, okay? So learning paleontology from a biblical perspective. So fossils fascinate young people and adults alike. Sadly, most people only hear about fossils from an evolutionary perspective of millions of years. We encourage people of all ages to think biblically of fossils. At both Creation Museum and Newly Report Art Encounter, we exhibit how the flood and see rock have fossils contained with them. Yeah, well, I learned about Ken Hovind is that, when you see a fossil, you know that an animal died, and you can't tell if it had children or not at all. So, I don't know why evolution thinks fossil can do something no animal can do today anyway. That's not good. You know? And I love Ken Hovind and stuff. I'm glad he's saved. But, yeah, I'm only calling him out. And this is the only reason I'm only calling him out because of him debating atheists, adultery. But, I'm glad he's against evolution and, he believes the Bible, so. Which is a good thing, But let's keep reading this, okay? I often ask young people, if there's a really worldwide flood, what could be the evidence be? What would the evidence be? Billions of dead things buried in rock layers, laid down by water over the earth. And what do we find? Billions of dead things buried in rock layers, laid down by water over the earth. And fossils come from the account on the global flood go to a process over millions of years. Okay, well, we'll freaking get to that. Well, and also, Matt Powell is talking about seashells in Mount Everest. Well, yeah, Mount Everest, yeah, which is a mountain in the border between Nepal and China. Well, yeah, I know where that mountain is. And that tells you that there was a global flood. Anyway, let's keep reading. So since the focus of Ark Encounter theme park is a flood, we want to have fun and direct the team people with the fossils. Camp Infinity, a biblical creation STEM camp, Sabon since called Fossil Find in the Ark, so we could just do that. Jen Wooster, director of the Camp Infinity, a board member, here at Answers in Genesis, wrote the Camp Infinity and Sleuth, and why they choose to sponsor it. Camp Infinity provides unique combination of hands and STEM science, technology, engineering, and mathematics activities and spirit mind, along with biblical worldview to give our campers solid biblical answers to the skeptical questions they faced in our secular culture. One of the challenges of any young person going to science faces, and it is the tissue of the age of the earth. Young people have think biblically to be equipped with answers about the age of the earth. One of the helps of our students defend their faith, particularly they are exposed to secular, naturalistic ideas in science. By taking them by secular museums and about evolution story with its claim and most fossils are millions of years old. Recently, we have been given another excellent opportunity equipped not only our campers, but also hundreds of thousands of people and adults who come to visit New Ark Encounter in northern Kentucky. We have found our proud sponsors in the exhibit an Ark Encounter called Fossil Find, and it's a sluice in which our participant purchases a bag of dirt containing dozens of fossils of shark teeth, fortified wood clamps, snails, and more, using a screen and water source. And participants find the fossils in the dirt, washes away, leaving behind the fossils. In addition, participants each gave an easy to follow fossil chart that identified their new treasures. This chart also explains where fossils, from a biblical perspective, young people and adults see first-hand fossils do not come with labels, telling us how they are. Fossils can be happy and interpreted. Interpretation depends how your starting point in God's word or man's word. Okay, so Mr. Anthony Barney and Gary answer is Brooke Nelson and about encounter falsifying. Here's what pictures what we slots of what we found. Who wrote the partner of Cam Affinity at the Ark? This video provides a generation of young people God's word of his creation. His glory and his word is our starting point. It is unique. CamFFB.com. Okay, and thanks for praying. Ken. So that's it. Okay, and there's also how do paleontologists know fossil distributions? Well, let's read about this part. Okay, so abstract. It would be great to know how actual three-dimensional of fossils in the Earth. How long are towards the understanding of deposits during the flood? It is unfortunate but true. Some of the fossils have been given different names when found different social strata ages. This practice masks this trend of fossil and this geological time scale. And it is simple. Even the fossils were almost identical. They were assigned to different species. Such as practices multiply number of names, confuse our knowledge, and fossil distribution. Hide the fact that geological will be the way will be corpusized. It'll be great to know about the actual dimensional distribution of fossils in the Earth. This will be a long way towards understanding the suppression during the flood. Usually is that it's people fossil sample along a cliff or ravine, simply over the cut of particular formation. One might think of good extrapolations have been made of these limited two-dimensional outcrops, that the fossil containment of remainder in the formation is well understood. but some surprises would be in the store of actually know the distribution of all fossils in the formation. And more many rocks and earth are examined, and more fossil ranges are expanded, and especially downward. One such surprise occurred on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, and also sponge Upper Triassic age. And genetic timescale used for communication purposes only, and discovered by carbonate formation, named Nutcha and Vigorous's. Now the formation of sponge was found in the considered of the standard for information of reference of North American Triassic because of the mixed fossils. Presently, the sponge is nearly identical to one of the presently found of the middle Cretaceous of western New South Wales, Australia, near Nutcha Nucum. And in spite of the similarity of Vancouver Island, specimen was not exactly the same as Australian counterpart. And its question mark was placed of its genus name. Genus name. Okay, let's give it a different genus name. Let's give it a different species of name. Still, the researcher who reported to find George Stanley believes that similarity is striking enough to put the fossil in the same genus. The Vancouver Island fossil is also a range of geological ideas that of subject terrain. It's not on yet. The terrain and plastered of the western side of the North American plain from the unknown tropical ocean locality. The problem is that two fossils located on the opposite sides of Pangea have the identical huge ancient landmass of the Paleozoic. The respective oceans supposedly separated by thousands of kilometers of continent. Because previously unknown from Australia, Nutcha and considered of Lathian, taxon, and from the Paleozoic tropics. So the two fossils have, although very similar in appearance, and separated greatly in space and time. Stanley downplays significance of the fossils in time and emphasizes a Nutcha between Middle Cambrian and late Triassic time and somewhat of Candundrum. This is the reason this nonchalant attitude toward a fossil not found in supposedly 300 million year period and separated spontaneously. But I consider distance, I believe, because this case is not isolated. In fact, Stanley mentioned several examples or referred to other authors who know of a number of other examples. Lucini and Bellanius have referred to as Hodover taxa, Regiva species, or even Lazia taxa, for example. Of course. For a percent of the fossil is found alive today, it is called a living fossil. Importance of such handover taxa to paleontologists studied by Stanley. Our greatest paleontologists, evolutionary biologists are the likes of the Hanover faunas, also known as Lazarus taxa. These taxa, mostly family genus and species levels, appear to leapfrog large intervals of geologic time, including recovery phases, including extinction and mass extinctions. These seem to elude the most concerted of simply efforts, falling to be accounted over considered intervals of time. What lessons do such heavy taxa have the creationists? First, they show the geologists and paleontologists do not know these three distributions of fossils, although they have reasonable estimates of isolated formations. There have been many ways of being surprises. Fossils have been consistently extending their geological time ranges. We should be skeptical statements to be effort that a particular fossil, an index fossil, be restricted to, say, the Cambrian period or the Permian period, etc. Second, they hand over a taxa, but it's hard to believe that these alleged millions of years between fossil occurrences are real, and there are organisms all living these millions of years. Why there is no fossil record of these existence throughout all the time? A particular example, paleontologists may differently find fossils of this sponge between the Middle Cambrian and the Upper Triassic. Even so, the fossils would be very scarce between these two periods, and these two finds would not alter this obvious conclusion. And then the time of the gap is illusory. Third, the fossil will be assigned to a different species because it is found by different geologic time. Obscuring a two-range taxon with a geological time scale. In the case of Nutra, the difference between the Vancouver Island sponge and the Australian sponge is slight. And by the former fossil was given a species name as a question mark of the genus name. Spirit practices of taxon could do with a multiplication names of a more limited distribution of taxa. Thus, of true range, linguism is likely broader than that to believe that explanation is a taxonomy. This much as variability is present of any given organism, such as fossils. Paleontologists often do not know where to draw the line of classification schemes. The different names of identical fossils are probably common. This density to give different names of similar fossils found in formations with supposedly different ages, and even placing them with different superfamilies, and has been demonstrated Tammy Tosk of the microfossils called foraminifers. Now, John Woodmurray found that much of the Stratonic order and the Amoronids is due to the time of stratigraphic concepts and taxonomic mimifications. This is particularly serious because material types of foraminifera and hominids are used to index fossils of dating formations. Geologists do not know three-dimensional distribution of fossils in the rocks, and to invent different names of similar fossils just because they are found in strata supposedly of different ages. This do not endanger evidence of the geologic column of the struct, and the fossil dating schemes what is it based. Now, I acknowledge. I'm Peter Huffalong for reviewing this manuscript, providing input this issue. Now, this is relevant about politics and stuff. Like politics, questions of high run up easy different conclusions from the same sets of facts. Okay, so that's how paleontology proves the Bible. Now, I always want to get into something else. I've been learning about a lot of things from Ken Holman, and also Matt Powell. And I learned from Matt Powell that atheism leads to communism. You know, yeah, communism. Well, that's how China is today. You know. And I'm not just talking about North Korea. I'm also talking about this. I know China. I know. So yeah, I've been learning about China from Matthew Tai from Long White 86. I know Winston Nerds of Zerbitza, and I know and also Lewis from Free China, and also from another guy. I don't know his name, but his YouTube channel is called Prime in China. Okay, and they're talking about the bad things that are happening in China. You know, the bad things. The good things about China, well, I've been learning that from, Communist Party shills. People that are the people that are I know people are happy about the Communist Party. I know people are. I talk about the people. I know the foreigners in China that like the Communist Party of China and stuff like that, which I think that's stupid in a way. But no, well, anybody thinking, right? Well, the reason why I don't do voting. Well, I know I've been blocking people because I don't want to vote, right? Right. I reject democracy. I reject republic, and I become independent because I'm a Christian, right? Well, let me tell you something. I don't support communism either, because I know that's wrong too. Okay. And I know, and how do I know that atheism either? And I know that and plus communism taking over your country, is a curse from God. And that's how China is right now. So, and now we have Islam taking over a lot of other countries, taking over Europe. It is not good either. You see, Islam taking over other countries. This is not good at all either. We need to get Christianity to take over these countries. Christianity. And you might be thinking, why I'm learning. If I don't support communism, why I'm learning Mandarin then? Well, it's just because I want to get Chinese people saved, okay, and get them to believe the Bible, And you don't have to support communism in order to love the Chinese culture. You don't. And plus, you can celebrate the Chinese culture here in the United States of America. I know here in the United States of America, and so is the Mexican culture and American culture. You can celebrate a lot of. You can have fun with different cultures here in the U.S. and not worry about getting arrested. That's what I'm happy about the United States of America. Anyway. Yes, Mom? Okay, Mom, I will. I said I will, Mom. I said I will, Mom. Just wait, please. Okay, Mom, I will. I said I will. Why do you keep knocking for?
Because I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to see your face and ask you for your help.
Okay, guys. We'll have to go watch church right now, so I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Now I can talk about... So, see, I'm learning Spanish to talk to Hispanics. I'm learning Mandarin to talk to Chinese people, okay? That's what I know. That's what I try to say anyway. And I want to give them the gospel of Jesus Christ. I talk about the ones here in the United States of America. And I'll show you the only way to go to heaven is to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ in Spanish and also Mandarin.
Lo único en el cielo es creer en el Señor Jesucristo.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so lo único en el cielo es creer en el Señor Jesucristo. That's in Spanish. Now, what about Mandarin?
唯有信主耶稣基督才能进天国。La única manera de ir al cielo es creer en el Señor Jesucristo.
Okay, so here it is in Spanish. Única manera de ir al cielo es creer en el Señor Jesucristo. Now that's in Spanish. Now for Mandarin.
去天堂的唯一方法就是相信主耶稣基督。
I have to. Okay, so 去天堂的唯一方法就是见证找耶稣基督。That's in Mandarin. Eventually you'll Google Translate because I did not say those sentences, but I might have to repeat myself on that. But I believe in Jesus, and that's that's why. And teaching and also teaching people the gospel is something that I believe in stuff. And I'll do some traveling instead of Paleontology. So, and I'll talk about some more countries I would like to travel to. I'll get into Cuba now. So Cuba, all Americans must have a travel license when going to Cuba. Cuba license is a journal license, so category you guys travel to Cuba. Please try to find an office by Foreign Assets Control. OFAC. Yeah. So places to visit in Cuba: Havana, Veradero, Santiago de Cuba, Vanellas, Valigas, San Valigos, Trinidad, and Cayo Coco, Halgoyan, Camagoli, and Santa Clara. Okay, those are the popular destinations. I know to travel to in Cuba. Yeah. Now, let's get into the Bahamas. Now, I'll get into the Bahamas now. Okay, all visitors, regardless of their vaccination status, are welcome to travel freely to the islands of the Bahamas. So populations in the Bahamas. Okay, Nassau. Okay, Benanemi, Freeport, Pig Beach, Little San Salvador Island, Marsh Harbor, San Salvador Island, Green Turtle Cay, Great Guana Cay, and Elbow Cay. Those are the popular destinations to visit in the Bahamas. Okay, Now I don't know the one. Now I know I mentioned Equatorial Guinea, but what I did not mention is another country with the word equator, but it's the word equator in Spanish. Ecuador. So I'm gonna write down Ecuador. Okay, does the U.S. citizen need a visa to visit Ecuador? If you're a U.S. citizen wishing to enter Ecuador, you must possess a U.S. passport with at least 6 months of remaining validity. Ecuadorian immigration officials also sometimes request evidence to return or on travel, such as an online airline ticket. So yeah, Ecuador, yeah. So places to visit. Places to visit in Ecuador. Well, there's Galapagos Islands, Quinto, Quinza, Guagle, Bonos, San Cristobal Island, Isabella Island, Isabella Island, Altavalo, Florinera Island, and Espanola Island. Okay, so those are the popular destinations and those popular nations to visit in Ecuador. And plus, you can also visit the equator in Ecuador. Now, what I did not mention for another Spanish country besides Equatorial Guinea is Spain. Well, if you want me to talk about that, I'll get into that now. Okay, so Spain. Entry-exit visa requirements. Spain is a party to a Schedule agreement. This means U.S. citizens may enter Spain up to 90 days for tourism business without a visa. Your passport should be valid at least 3 months beyond the period to stay. So, places to visit in Spain: Madrid, Barcelona. And I know Madrid, which is Madrid in Spanish. Barcelona, Seville, Seville. I think it's Mahorsa. Ibiza. Tenerife. Valencia. Grenada. Malaga. And Donostia, San Sebastian. Okay, those are the popular nations to travel to in Spain. Okay, so that's the only one I did not mention for a Spanish-speaking country, but, just saying. Now, I'll get into New Zealand, since I did not get to, well, I had people talk to me about Uganda, so maybe I can. You see, Uganda. You travel to Uganda visit entry visas. You may enter the contact and visit the Republic of Uganda, Washington D.C. for information about visa requirements. Tourist visas obtained upon the arrival of Entebbe International Airport. Okay, so yeah, you need a visa to visit Uganda. Okay, so let's visit in Uganda. Okay, so Blendi and Provincial Forest. Burgess and Falls National Park. Kambala. National Park, Uganda, Entebbe, and Jinja. Okay, so the places to visit in Uganda. Okay, now we can get into New Zealand, which is the one I did not mention. Okay, Mom. Well, but I want to eat lunch at home. Okay, then fine. I'm coming, Mom. I'll have to go, guys. We'll have to go. Well, I have to go. We'll have to go eat lunch, guys. So I'll be right back. Again. Okay, guys, I'm back. My mom wanted to go to Brendan's Diner for lunch. My mom and dad want to, so I just went there with them, and now I'm back. Now I wanted to talk about this. Anyway, so can US isn't travel to New Zealand? Well, yes, using wishes to enter New Zealand for short stays is required to improve ATA and generally link to their passport. Improve to New Zealand, TA was required for US citizens to visit a country for stays for purpose of traveling and travel and tourism, both by air and cruise ship. Alright, so I was going to write, so places to visit in New Zealand: Auckland, Queenstown, Wellington, Christchurch, Rotorua, Melfort Sound, Paleontology, Dunedin, Wakana, Waka, Bay of Islands, Nelson. Okay, and Nelson. Okay, so that's the most popular destinations in New Zealand. Okay, I know that's one of the any of the oceanic countries I did not mention, but we'll see. Now, there's some, yeah, I know there's some Asian countries I did not mention, but there's also, well, there's some Asian countries I did not mention of going, but I will be able to go anyway. Talk about the ones that do speak Mandarin anyway. I'll get into Singapore, okay? Yeah, it says U.S. holders, legal official domain do not require visa in Singapore for business or for business purposes. They must, however, the entry requirements mentioned above. You also need a visa if you're traveling on a Palestinian Authority passport. Okay, so that's just for Singapore. So places to visit for in Singapore: Palau, Ubin, Woodlands. Okay, Yushan. Okay, Tampines and Mount Keo and Kampong Lorong, Bangkok. Those are the proper destinations to visit in Singapore. And now the only one I did not mention also has, I was thinking about Henry speakers. Well, yeah, I did not mention Taiwan. So I'll get into Taiwan. Okay, so as a U.S. passport holder, you'll be allowed to enter Taiwan without a visa for the 90 days. If your passport is valid more than 90 days, if your passport is less than 90 days, valid remaining, you'll be able to enter Taiwan for equal to expiration date of your passport. Okay, so that's for Taiwan. So places to visit in Taiwan: Taipei City, Kaohsiung City, Taichung City, Taroko National Park, Tainan City, Sunmu Lake, Yangmingshan National Park, Hualien City, and Kitting National Park, and Keelong City. So those are the popular destinations to visit in Taiwan. Okay, so now I mentioned Taiwan. And even if you know any other good countries to visit, you can let me know in the comments below. Okay? Yeah, I know, because I didn't mention Singapore and Taiwan. Because those are other Asian countries that have Mandarin as official language, besides China. Anyway, so we need to. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to get Christianity to take over countries, not communism, and not Islam either. You know, that's my answer about this. And the only way to do that is to preach the gospel and also have more children than them. That's the answer right there. Okay, and now we talk about next video is called "What does the Bible say about the Arctic?" And I'll also put the word Arctica in parentheses. I'll get to that next video. So I talk about paleontology, and I got into how atheism leads into communism and all that, you know, and I'll talk about other countries to visit too, you know. If there's any more countries that are good places to visit, you know, you can let me know in your comments below, okay? But, you know, anyway, you know, I have to, also you have to get saved according to the Bible. So the point of evolution is to damn souls to hell.
William,
Yes, Mom?
what's his last name? Eric
Brandon.
Brandon.
Okay. This again. The point of evolution is to damn souls to hell. The only way to go to heaven is to believe our Lord Jesus Christ. Salvation is by faith alone, and grace on Jesus Christ alone, and once you're saved by easy beliefs in the truth. I mean, you can't lose your salvation. Once you say ever by easy believing that salvation is easy to do, is just believe in Jesus Christ for salvation. I'll talk about next. So I'll be talking about next video. It's called "What does it say about the Arctic?" Okay, well I'll talk about that next video. Because it go right now. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.